Morning. Today we are correcting CO68. I can calculate the area of a triangle and trapezoid. So remember, triangles and trapezoids have bases and heights. That height is not the diagonal side. So for the triangle, the formula that you have to know, you will want to put these on help sheets when we're preparing for our test. Always put formulas on help sheets and label them. Area of triangle is 1/2 base times height. The area of the trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So remember, we have to add our two bases together before we multiply or divide. So adding first, that's why it's in parentheses here, and that's why it's on the top. You add first. So the two bases are the parallel lines, and then for both the triangle and the trapezoid, remember that height is going from the base to the very top of our shape. For a triangle, it may or may not be a side, inside the triangle, or outside the triangle. As long as it's that top point to the base. And for our trapezoid, it is the two bases. So right now. Yeah, so one of them, the other one. Okay, so then our areas for that top triangle was 60, 70, and 24. Any questions on the areas of the triangles? So you needed to make sure that you're getting the correct area. For our trapezoids, we have 56, 28, and 70. Any questions on the trapezoid areas? If you got a different number, can we find the mistake? Hannah Mae.
I got 40.
For which one?
The
So we have a base of 12 and a base of 8. So 8 plus 12 gives us 20. Then we have, that's going to be divided by our 2. And then we have a height of 7. So we times it by 7. So 20 divided by 2 is 10 times 7.
yeah.
So what did you do? What did you add together for your two bases?
12 plus 8.
And you got 20?
Yeah, and then divided by 2. I did it like on my calculator.
So here's the thing. I was just talking with the other math class about this. When we get fixated on typing it into our calculator, goofy things will happen when we don't type it in the correct way. If you typed in 8 plus 12 divided by 2 times 7, it's not going to add first. Because PERMDAS says we don't add first. You have to do parentheses. What I would do, so we don't make that mistake, is add it together, then use your calculator. Okay, because that is a simple mistake that does happen. I just talked about it yesterday with the other class. People were making simple mistakes, putting equations into their calculator. Do your adding first. 8 plus 12 equals 20. Then do the rest of it. There is a way to do the parentheses on the calculator, but let's focus on doing the math correctly, not on operating the calculator right now. Claire? So, what did you have for your base? So, remember that height is what goes directly up to the very top and has that right angle. So you should have used the 4. We never want to use the slanty side. So the first thing that you can do when you come to triangles and trapezoids, cross off the slanty sides. Yep, it's always the height that we want. So you can just immediately, when you come to a triangle trapezoid page, cross off any slanty sides that were given, So you know not to get confused and use the wrong side. Any other questions? It's good to find the mistakes so we learn from them. Sawyer? On the bottom it says, consider a triangle with a base of 25 and a height of 12. So I actually drew a triangle with a base of 25 and that height of 12. And a trapezoid with a base of 12 and 8 and a height of 15. And then it says sketch. So, there were some of us that didn't draw it. Oh, it says sketch. So you should have drawn your triangle and trapezoid. On the test, if we don't follow the directions, we don't get it right. So on the test, if it says sketch and label both figures and you don't do it, you're just like, oh, I know how to do the math in my head. I know how to figure it out. You won't get credit. You must follow directions. So it says sketch and label. So you should have sketched and labeled. And then figure out which one has the greater area. The triangle has an area of 150. The trapezoid has an area of 150. So they are the same. It wasn't one is bigger than the other. They're the same.
How did you tell, like, you can do, like, the trapezoid and, like, the triangle,
In the directions. Base of 25, height of 12. I didn't make it up. I labeled it from the directions. The trapezoid had bases of 8 and 12 and a height of 15. So I used the numbers they gave me.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes time for the test, make sure you are carefully reading all the directions. Some of us messed up with our numbers. Some of us did not follow through and sketch and label. Even if you got 150 and 150, you would not get credit because you did not do everything that the question asked. Any questions on that bottom one? All right, if you're watching this at home, I hope you are well and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.